Oh, I guess I should check if there's a file name. Is there a file name? Yo, what's up?
Yo.
Do we have a file name for this game?
Yes, we do.
Nice.
Okay, so at $10.03, the winner is anime.
Just anime?
That's it.
Sick, dude. Oops. Alright, there's actually like a non-trivial chance that I can get world record, so I'm gonna record.
Nice.
It is the Japanese version of the game, which is significantly less competitive than the North American version. So, do the audio sound good as far as you can tell?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready to go, or is there anything else?
Just gotta make sure everything's cool with Hag Spam. I think it should be good to go on his end.
Yeah, I can read chat too, so if anybody ever has any questions, I'll try to look at them when I have a chance. Yeah, Karua, that would be epic as well.
Alright, you're good to go? You wanna give Hag Spam a countdown? And
yeah, sure.
Get us
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Blast Dozer, which is the Japanese version of Blast Core, which is a rare game. A puzzle action game, I guess is the genre. The goal of this is to complete the game 100%, which is essentially completing every level, getting a gold medal on every single of the 57 levels. And then that unlocks time attack mode. And then once you unlock time attack, you have to get all platinum medals, which is even faster than gold. So that's kind of the whole purpose, and it's notorious. This game is notorious for that being like an incredibly difficult thing to do. Like, so few people who had this game as a kid actually got all platinums that this kind of run is seen as much as a challenge run as it is a speed run. Now, of course, I've practiced it enough such that it's not really hard for me anymore, but it's undoubtedly like crazy hard just in general. So that first level, I just cleared it 100% the first time through, but that's a unique circumstance. Hold on a second here, I need to focus a bit. Okay, so yeah, every level, when you complete it for the first time, the game saves your time, and if your time happens to be platinum, like already, when you unlock time attack at the very end, it'll just automatically give you the platinum medal. And that's really important because, like, for all these levels, if I do it fast enough the first time, it saves me having to do it again. So the only reason I didn't do the first level really fast is because it's impossible to get platinum the first time through, because the difference actually is the time attack mode stops when you clear the path of the carrier, and normally when you're playing it the first time, the timer doesn't stop until you enter the truck. So there's like 2 or 3 seconds of extra time that you kind of have to work with. So it makes getting a platinum like really hard the first time through, because you have to, still get to the truck too. But I guess I can explain a story too after I do this level. So yeah, like the story is that this missile carrier is leaking something, I don't know, but like it's screwing up the navigational systems and it's going in a straight line towards its destination. And so you have to clear its path. It's basically the developer's excuse to have you have a reason to destroy buildings, which, you know, it's fine by me. I don't need a very plausible story to blow shit up. So here, I'm clearing this all as fast as I can, getting into the truck, and that time is probably about 5 seconds faster than the platinum time, which is like, I don't know, 28 seconds, I forget. Every level has a platinum time that you have to keep you have to keep aware of, because like you need to know how fast you can go or how much mistakes you can make, I guess, alternatively. So if I make about like X amount of mistakes in a certain level, I have to kind of just like instinctively know whether it's platinum or not, and I can check after the level's over too, which is slow, but it is a nice way to ensure that I have the right time. And if I don't, then like I can either restart it if it's a bonus level. Oh, I actually want to do the maze regularly. I was trying to do the RTA route, which involves a really, really tough trick. It's like 10% consistent, so it's not very marathon friendly. But it saves about 20 seconds or so. It's not bad. But yeah, like that's a scientist. We need to collect 6 scientists so they can like find a way to stop this missile carrier. So that's part of the story as well. But yeah, most of the scientists are hidden in some alcove like this, kind of in a secret area that you have to search for. Yeah, what entails a gold medal for these carrier levels is like both completing it, like clearing the path, and then also just destroying everything that's left, and then also getting these little lights. They're called RDUs, radioactive dissipator units. I don't know what the hell it stands for, who cares, but something like that. So yeah, you have to destroy all the buildings, get all the lights, and then save all the survivors, which kind of always happens when you destroy all buildings, so I don't know why that's like a unique thing you have to worry about, but anyway, we're taking a long tunnel ride to one of the cooler vehicles in this game. There's a couple mechs in this game which are particularly satisfying to use. This is one of them. This is the only way you can get to these buildings up here, is with the J-bomb, so that's why I need it. And that should be everything over here.
Mr. Grav.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oop. I'm sorry, I hit mumble muted. Am I good to read?
Yeah, you're good.
Alright, I got $10 from Redshifter. Can you keep this up? Put this towards Runner's Choice. What do you think, Grav?
I don't even know what's to submit to.
Let's see. We've got A Link to the Past final name, which is Nugs currently in the lead. We've got Superb Joe mode, after streamers. You could do Nacho playing Trick World during the credits of FF3. Or Get Curly's Panties in Cave Story. Might like that one.
That sounds like a good one to me.
Curly's Panties it is.
You're just trying to impress me.
So yeah, that's a unique level. You push around TNT on a freaking billiards whatever table, and this game just has a lot of wacky levels for the sake of being wacky. That one actually has a unique music track just for that level, interesting enough. But there's a lot of race levels too, like this and several others, where you just race around in the laps, or do 4 laps, and it looks pretty easy, but there is some finesse, and you have to get a boost. There's a 3-frame window when you start a level. And sometimes that frame window is shorter because like there's lag. This game is very laggy, if you haven't been able to tell already. But anyway, you need to get a platinum on these 2, but thankfully it's not too hard. But I guess I could mention lag in a more specific sense. There's a way to reduce lag, which is very important. Especially in levels with a carrier, the missile carrier. You can switch your camera view to look at the carrier instead of looking at your vehicle. And then, since you're not looking at the explosion, it reduces the lag significantly. So yeah, it saves, like, over this run, probably several minutes, honestly. If not, like, at least a minute. And I don't know exactly, but it's quite a lot. Because, you know, there's some individual levels, like, that it saves almost 50% of the total time. So it's nice. So yeah, it's another traditional level where I just try to do it as fast as I can the first time. And now I'm cleaning up. It's kind of the theme for these early levels. And the Ram Dozer, there's not too much tech to the Ram Dozer. You just kind of go forward, but there is some certain things you need to be aware of, like buildings that are tougher than others. Sometimes you bounce off like that, and you can't really control when it happens, but there are certain spots that you can kind of aim towards that are less chance of doing that. It's kind of like the only skill to the Ram Dozer. It's most people's favorite ground non-mech vehicle. But my favorite vehicle is the dump truck, which is everyone's least favorite because it's really hard, but it's also really fun to master. This level's kind of like easy, but if you make a single mistake, then you don't get platinum, so I'm gonna try to focus a lot here. The platinum, thankfully, on the North America, or on the Japanese version, is a little bit easier to obtain because all the platinums were nerfed a bit for the Japanese. I don't know why, I guess things were too hard for Japan, which normally it's the other way around, but I know a lot of rare games especially had this nerf for Japan. I know, like Donkey Kong Country's that way. But yeah, that should have been fast enough, so I don't need to worry about checking my time. I would say like maybe half of the levels have been nerfed, though. And there are still some platinums that even after the nerf, they're like pretty difficult. So I need to be careful. But on the North American version, which is what I normally run, there are quite a bit of really tight ones that, you know, if you make a single mistake, you have to restart. So that's why the speedrun is really difficult. Because not only is it hard to go fast, but like you have a lot of punish for when you do make a mistake. So yeah, this is the ballista. You shoot missiles. That's about it. The missiles like do damage more times than once if they are inside of the building for a long time. Think of it, if you know what Super Metroid's like, the speedrun, and how they shine spark Dragon, that's kind of exactly how missiles in this game work. Like, the longer you spend inside of it, the more damage they do. But this game is also glitchy as shit, so sometimes the missile like doesn't do any damage. So that is one difference to be aware of. I need to make sure I got all these RDUs. Okay. Yeah, one important thing to worry about also in this game is not to forget any of these dumb little lights, which is very easy to do if you don't intentionally make sure that you like got the ones that are easy to miss. And sometimes you just don't destroy something like that. Okay. So yeah, if you hear the da-da-da-da at the end there, it's when you know you got it. It's a different sound for when you only have enough building, or only have the buildings, or only have the RDUs. So even though I can't read Japanese, I know it's that I finished the level. You'd also be able to tell by the gold medals, of course, at the end, but it would waste a bit more time to realize at that moment than to realize at the end of the level. So yeah, this level's another pretty simple race level. And I'm going to unlock more vehicles in the future, but the police car just happens to be like really good for almost every level like this because it's the second fastest in the game, but it also has like really good control. The fastest vehicle has like the worst control ever, so it's just like not good at all. It's only used for ILs mostly. And so far I have not missed a platinum, which is good news. Alright, this level I need to hold a specific position. So yeah, like the first first gas thing is actually really important, that I hold a very precise stick position, otherwise I don't blow it up instantly, which makes the whole level really hard to get platinum. But yeah, the platinum is, I got 11.4 there, the platinum's 12 on the North American version, and it's probably like 13 or 14 on Japanese, so it's like really easy. I think it's 13 actually. There are some levels I don't remember entirely what the platinum is, but they're usually for levels that are really easy to get platinum anyway. So yeah, this level's really long, the cleanup part at least, so if there's ever any donations, this level would be a great one to say them. Alright, yeah, these promotions, by the way, you just get promoted for getting 4 gold medals. Every 4 gold medals you get, or like, if you get silvers, you need more than 4 silvers, obviously, but the number of points that 4 golds is worth is what you need to get a promotion, and it's just like varying levels of how awesome you are destroying stuff, so it's like, you know, I don't even remember the name of them, but they're basically just like every possible synonym of destroying buildings. That's your title, and there's like dozens of promotions. So yeah, they use the entire dictionary for them.
Do I have time for some donations?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright, I got $20 from Puppet Master. It says Gimmick 2016. Alright. And then I've got another $20 from Alpha Quadrant that says, "Shit, boy, you get to play nearly your entire game on God Pace every day. Check your speedrun your speedrun privilege." Donation goes towards Mega Man 10. Thank you, Alpha Quadrant. I'm sorry I butchered the hell out of that comment.
So yeah, if you notice the little communication dishes that I'm getting, they are the ones that unlock bonus levels when I get them, so they're important to get as well. Yeah, this level has a bunch of stupid stuff all the way out in this water, so it's kind of slow and boring, but thankfully there's only a couple levels like this in the game. For some reason you can't turn your camera there until you get like away from that little tunnel under the water. That's why that sound was making, or that sound was happening. Okay, all the RDUs. Now we just have this last dish over here. And a couple of beacons on top of this bridge, which these beacons are really glitchy, so I'm gonna like take it slow and not slam on them, because if you slam on them, like sometimes you just fall through them and don't even destroy them, and it wastes like a lot of time. Like even in my runs, I don't do it any faster than this. Here's a nice little glitch. Instead of going all the way to the carrier, you can actually just walk off the edge there and kill yourself. And the game just was programmed in a way that if you enter out of bounds space, that you with your dude, then you'd just end the level. Now, if you were in the first pass when the carrier's out there, it would explode the carrier. So it's not good to do when the carrier's out there, but when the carrier's gone, it just exits the level. So it saves the time you have to travel to the carrier, or to the truck at the end, I mean. So this is the Skyfall. You kind of saw it earlier briefly, but its main focus is to just use ramps and ditches to destroy buildings. In this game, I guess I didn't mention, like anytime you're in midair, if you're in midair by like 1 pixel, it's enough to like always destroy a building no matter what. Unless the building requires TNT, then you won't do anything, but that was pretty solid. There is an exception to that though. If you're walking around in your little dude, if you happen to get midair on a building that requires TNT, then you'll destroy it as well. Like your dude is invincible, or your dude is like Superman. If he is in midair at all, he can destroy anything in the game. And you actually use that in this speedrun. You don't use it in North American version, but you do use it in this game. Because I guess one important difference that I also did not mention yet is that there is a glitch in the 1.0 North American version called the Z trick, which is exactly what it sounds like. You will hold Z to get out of your vehicle, and if there is a building in your way, you will not get out of your vehicle, and you'll try to destroy or you'll try to get out, and it'll say like do do do, you can't get out. But eventually the game just destroys the building anyway because they screwed up the programming. I don't know. But they fixed it for the Japanese and for the 1.1 of this North American version. So the alternative to that is to use your dude's, instant kill ability, basically. There's also another thing called Super Z trick, which I will mention when I get to it. But yeah, it's kind of interesting as well. Another promotion about how badass I am. Nothing to it. Yeah, you would think the Z thing is intentional. It kind of sounds, or looks like it could be, but I guess it wasn't.
Show us what you got. Good luck.
Yeah, the Z trick isn't used for too much. Like, there's only like a few buildings in the entire game that the Z trick's actually faster to use it for, and they're almost always for buildings that require TNT. Buildings that you can destroy like just by running into them are generally not faster to use the Z trick, which is why the Z trick is not like something that breaks this game wide open. But before the alternative strats were found, it saved probably like 5 minutes over the Japanese in any percent, and then like even more for 100%. But now that gap is like less than a minute because of all the new stuff we found. So we're in the medium levels now, I guess I should say. There's easy levels, medium, and hard, and they're just like the inner medium, or the inner, middle, and outer ring of carrier levels. I'm just going to destroy some extra buildings along the way because I have some spare missiles and some spare time. Like, I know I'm going to get platinum, so like I use the extra time I have just to destroy stuff. When you know you have that spare time, it's nice to do, so you save time on the second pass. So now I can just clean up the rest. But this is a level that has a scientist as well, so I need to find him and get him as well. This is a building that you can Z-trick normally. It's a lot faster than doing this. I'm like intentionally making my ballista move up and down like that, so that way the missiles like damage the thing more than once. It makes it a little bit faster. And every one of these little fucking Lego blocks count towards the building's total. Sometimes, like, things like fences don't count. Things like, windmills don't count. Only, like, legitimate buildings that have, like, usually they stand out as something that you can destroy. Those are the only ones that generally count, but there are a couple exceptions. And that should be all they already used. Now there's just this one little piece left. Okay. So this base is like not bad. Like, if I don't make any massive mistakes, this is like legitimately a chance of getting a world record for this specific game. But I'll wait till I actually finish before I worry about that. But if you're keeping track, the world record is like 135.20 something. So I guess get hyped for a possible chance of beating that should I not make any major mistakes. And trust me, I will let you know if I do. And you'll probably be able to notice as well. But hopefully I don't. A major mistake generally constitutes missing a platinum. Like, that's the biggest mistake you can make. And sometimes, depending on how long the level is, that is like a 20-second mistake or a 2-minute mistake. But yeah, I guess this looks really dumb, how I'm doing this. Like, I'm not doing the race normally. I'm actually triggering these 4 quadrants. Like, you only have to trigger the 4 quadrants in the right order, I guess. So I happen to be able to do this without actually going around the whole way. So like I go backwards and trigger the first two, and then I trigger the next two by driving back towards the finish. Saves a few seconds each time, and you can use it for a lot more levels, but this is the only level where it's like really safe to do this. So that's why we do it here and not in others during the speedrun. But yeah, just about every level in this game has some dumb exploit or out of bounds or something silly that you can make the level really broken in some way. This game is messed up a lot. Now, not all the time I'm going to be using those because a lot of them are really hard to do, so they're not consistent. Anyway. You gotta have some fun while you're doing nothing. It's like one of the best ways to make your speedrun unique to yourself, is to create your own honking beats for your own swag moment. So yeah, this is not the North American version. So I was trying to Z-trick that, and then I realized that this is not the version I can Z-trick. Okay, anyway, we're going to use the thing I talked about earlier and just destroy that with your dude. I got like 1 inch off the ground, and that's all it takes. Oh right, I need to get this. Yeah, I haven't like grinded this this version of the game, so I might accidentally make some mistakes that are my muscle memory for the other version. That was one of them, but thankfully the platinum time for this level is like 3 times longer than the time it takes to actually get platinum, because you're normally supposed to use the crane. Oh my god, where is my guy going? You're supposed to use the crane to move the ram dozer to the other side, and that takes like a minute to do. And then you have to push the TNT and all that jazz, so... That little fence there is one of the exceptions I mentioned. That actually counts towards the finish, when like every other fence in the game is not. So it was something that like a lot of new players never found very quickly. Pushing that TNT to the side activated it, and it's counting down now. And it'll blow up that thing around it while I'm over here. Now we do some more alchemy. Yeah, every vehicle that has a horn has a unique horn, so it's kind of a fun way to mess around. The only ones that don't have horns are like the mechs and the backlash. The dump truck does not have one.
Show us what you've got.
So this level is kind of interesting because these crates are scattered all over the place, so you have to actually like use the freaking math to find the fastest route, or like a ton of trial and error, but you know, there's 25 of these things, so it would have been really hard to do that. But anyway, you like plug in all the points into some thing, and it'll calculate the shortest possible route. And that's kind of how we figured out how to do this level fast. It's kind of interesting. Not really many other games I can think of where you would do such a thing. Yeah, platinum for that was 30 something, and I got 26.5, so it's plenty enough. Oh right, I need to get this as well. So this is one of the levels that you cannot get a platinum on the first try, because you have to push a bunch of, or no, you have to move a bunch of boats and trains. And in time attack mode, you don't actually have to move the train, and you don't have to move the boat, you just have to destroy the buildings only. So because of that, it's impossible to get plat, so I'm just going to get all 100% on the first pass like I did for the first level. And here's a new vehicle, the hot rod or whatever. The hot rod is unique in that it can drive through rough grass without slowing down. But it turns out for every vehicle in the game, if you just stop holding A, you start coasting through rough terrain without slowing down. You do slow down eventually because you're not holding A and you like aren't accelerating anymore. So like you just like naturally decelerate, but it's way faster than like if you were holding A and then were slowed down by the sludge or whatever. So for most levels that would have benefited from the hot rod, it ends up being useless because most stretches of rough terrain are only, 10 feet long or 20 feet long, so the coasting method works just fine. So yeah, here's the boat. I'm going to destroy these crates, which are not mandatory, but it allows me to park my J-bomb a bit more consistently, I guess. Okay. Even the boat has a horn. It's very quiet though. It's important that I do this level fast because that, the American Dream, which is the name of that vehicle there, if I don't do this level fast enough, the carrier will actually hit that vehicle and destroy itself, which would be bad. But thankfully I am well ahead of the time that would cause that to happen.
Nice work. Not a scratch on it.
You're just trying to impress me.
Not bad start so far. I can't think of anything I've really messed up too badly. This definitely has a chance. Let's keep it up.
Try this for size.
Okay, I forgot the name of this level. I mean, I forgot what level this was for a second, because I can't read Japanese, and I have to remember the position of every level on the map. And despite the fact that I've ran this game for hundreds of hours, I still forget sometimes. This is another level that you can do that lap trigger exploit where you like go backwards in the level and then turn around, but it's only like 1 second faster, and it's really hard because you're doing it in the rough terrain. So you have to coast the whole time, and like you can't make any mistakes or you get slowed down a shit ton, and then it ends up not being faster, so not the most consistent thing in the world. Yeah, like this is rough terrain right here, so like I'm letting go of A when I go through that, which I don't slow down hardly at all.
You're just trying to impress me.
Show us what you've got.
Yo, nice Chinko. So this level you just destroy everything. It's pretty easy. But because missiles are really like finicky, you have to like hesitate a bit to like stay back from the buildings until you know that they're destroyed, because bouncing off the buildings is really slow. That was actually a good time. Sub 20.
No trouble at all.
The platinum's only like 30, so yeah, it's beating it by a mile. Oh yeah, I want to do this.
Try
Oh, I just chose the wrong vehicle.
I
Shit.
hope this works.
That's another me not playing this game in a long time and
Show us what you've got.
freaking not being able to read Japanese. Shouldn't be too big of a deal though. So yeah, you can use different vehicles for this level, but the Ballista is by far the fastest because you can destroy this boat, which is worth a ton of money. And the goal of this level is to just destroy X dollars worth of buildings, which is like the only kind of level in this game like that.
No trouble at all.
Okay, so now the next one is Jade Plateau, which I use American Dream for. Okay, I have to think this stuff through because I don't remember all the time. Okay, and that's the first one. Okay, boost for this level is really hard. It's like 1 frame sometimes. Okay, yeah, sometimes it's like even 0 frames because it's just like so laggy you can't even boost. But thankfully boost is not required to get platinum. But boost normally is required to get platinum in a lot of race levels, it's not in this one. Because you can destroy those buildings and kind of cheat a bit. The technique I'm using to destroy those buildings is called like nudging or whatever. Peaches calls it PBJs because he was eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich when he discovered the technique. So that's the creativity in that name. But anyway, if you're rubbing against a wall while you hit a building, it just instantly destroys it. Even if the vehicle you're using is like terrible at destroying buildings. Like it would take me like 25 times to run into a building to destroy it with a race vehicle because, you know, they're not meant to destroy anything. But the PBJ method works for everything, so it works out nicely. Alright, so this next level is really important. I need to exit this demo on 1 of 4 frames. Okay. I'll explain why that was important in a second. Come on, dude. Okay. Anyway, that just set up one of the most insane tricks in all of speedrunning. It took me like forever and a half to find out the setup. Well, I can't explain. Hold on, I have to focus again. This is the level that using the carrier view saves 1,000,000 seconds because these skyscrapers are really laggy. Okay, anyway, exiting. Okay, so this game has demos. Demos are like basically tasks. Like it's a series of inputs that the game plays, and like the game, you know, it's like simple. It's like emulating it almost. The game is playing an input file, and the dude moves in the demo, and that's like the demo. But anyway, that input list gets stored. Like the last input that is held, when you exit that demo, it's stored in some memory value. And it just so happens if you have the correct value of your stick position, which is in this case like up left, more left than up or something. Later on, when I'm at the very end of the Earth levels, when I reach the credits, an invisible dude is going to run into a specific pixel that just so happens to do something magical, and I'll wait to explain it any further when I get there. Yeah, I need to zoom in, or zoom out. What am I doing? That was a bit of a brain fart. But anyway, just know that that thing that I just did, like freaking... Oh, I ran out of things, that's why. I was like, why can't I use my side swipes? But I ran out of ammo. I should still be okay though. The platinum is very generous on this level as well. So yeah, this is one of the relay levels where you're going to have to use multiple vehicles. I'm going to try to do this blind. Nice, I did it. Saves a bunch of time with lag. Yeah, nice raid. Alright, so the cleanup here is a bit different than normal because of the different vehicles I get to use, but first we need to get the scientist, which is over here. And one of the most important tricks in the game is coming up, the fabled Tokyo Drift. Your speedrun does not count unless you get this trick. It's an official rule. There you go. It doesn't actually like save any time in any percent. It doesn't save any time in 100, I don't think either. There might be like a few frames difference one way or the other, but who knows what it is. Anyway, there's a giant maze here in this cave with a bunch of RDUs that I need to get every single one, and it's kind of weird. Like, the routing for this was strange. All these turning around and stuff. Anyway, there's a scientist, and the rest of these RDUs are over here. And I won't know for sure if I got all of them until like way later, so I hope I got all of them. Otherwise I'm gonna have to like waste an entire minute getting back here. Alright, let's destroy all this. I used to use the side swipe for all this, but it turns out it's faster just to... Okay, so that's all the RDUs. Now I know I got all the little lights. It's important to know. Dude, get over here. And the Thunder Fist will clean up the rest of this junk. The Thunder Fist is weird, like, you can't destroy a building if you're, like, at a medium distance, but if you're really close, or if you're really far, like, if you're at the very end of your roll, you'll destroy a building instantly. If you're at the very beginning of your roll, you'll destroy a building instantly, but if you're anywhere in between, you'll just bounce off. It's really dumb. Okay, so I'm gonna
Go for it.
do something here. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Anyway, you're supposed to get on the train and then drive your ram dozer all the way to the end here. But you can just kind of nudge through because this game's broken. Get these RDUs there. So I'm going to be pushing some TNT blocks. But these TNT blocks are weird because, like, depending on where you push them, they either destroy like 1/4 of the building or like the entire building. So if you push them at the very back like this, you ensure that it destroys the whole thing. If you would get back here, please. Thank you.
Nice work.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. I have no idea, but it's just the way it is, I guess. Okay, so important thing here. This is the first use of the Super Z trick. If you enter a vehicle above the vehicle or below the vehicle, if you're like in midair while you enter it, you can effectively Z trick just like you could in the North American version, except it's like instant. You don't even have to wait for the dough. But I guess for some reason your elevation is preserved like 1 frame after you come out. So if your elevation was higher than the ground level or lower, then the game like thinks you're in midair or underneath the ground for 1 frame, and that's all it takes to destroy anything in the game. And so even though that statue required TNT, I missed an RDU. Oops. Even though that required TNT, I can just make quick work of it. There was another strat that we found before that trick, where you had to like move the train back and out of bounds clip inside of the statue. It was really stupid because it was inconsistent as hell, but I think we have the easy trick now. So over here we have Easter Island. We have to destroy some more statues and then we're good to go. You'll know what I mean by Easter Island when you see all these little head statues that you know from the pictures. If you zoom out on this island like really high, you can actually see the trails all like make a picture of a dude with a whip or something. It's kind of cool, but you can't ever see it unless you hack the game. And then we just commit suicide there to exit the level like the other time I talked about it. Just walk into you walk into the water to kill yourself and then you get promoted immediately. It's a nice back-to-back there.
Try this for size.
Alright, this level's another TNT level. So again, there's like places where you have to place the TNT that it destroys more than one building. You don't know. I don't know why. I just do it. It's actually faster to swipe that building because that building actually is 3 different buildings, and the TNT can never destroy all 3 at once. But that TNT I just did there destroyed 3 buildings. It's like really crazy how that works.
You're just trying to impress
But yeah, that was pretty fast.
Do I have time for a donation?
Yeah, go ahead.
Got $10 from Art Bliss. I'm narcissistic, so I'm going to donate this towards my own superb JMO run. I'm actually donating because Dozer is the best 64 game now.
So I just did a trick to clip through that bridge there, and I was supposed to get a zip. Like, I'm supposed to go really fast, and it would allow me to destroy all of these buildings like crazy fast, but I've fucked up. Anyway, let's just do the backup strat, which is even cooler. So that's like a fishtail swipe where, oh, I'm trying to Z-trick it, dude, I tell you. I am used to the North American version. Anyway, the fishtail swipe is when you swipe in a straight line backwards. Like, it's really hard to do, but it's really useful in situations like that. But anyway, with that bridge clip, like, you press D-pad left on just the right 2 frames and you clip through the bridge, and then if you wait long enough, your dump truck will reposition itself in midair, and then if you get on the hill, normally you go like super speed. But I waited a little too long, I think. I don't know. I didn't get the speed. It's not a big deal though. Because of that glitch to get to the bridge, the platinum time is like ridiculously easy either way. So it's no big deal at all. See, I would say that's probably the first like actually relevant mistake I've made, but all in all, it still is only like 15 seconds, 10 seconds loss. Not too bad. Could have been worse. Yeah, like I said, yeah, go ahead, because it didn't like register in my mind that something like worth really focusing for was coming up, because that trick's like really easy when you're good at the game. But I probably should have said no for the sole purpose of explaining it, because it's a really wacky looking trick, so that was my bad.
I wasn't sure what they were talking about.
Yeah, that's what they were mentioning. Okay, so we're just gonna... Okay, there's a technique here called edging. If you just like rub up against the side of a building, it just like destroys it a lot faster than if you were to do anything else. It's useful for buildings that are really tough, but buildings that you can still destroy without TNT. Okay, really important things coming up here. This is the Hexagon of Death. The 6 really hard bonus levels. Alright, I need to get that sphere. Good, okay. So I need to get this communication dish and also get platinum. So like I need to do the level like perfectly and get the communication dish in under 20 seconds normally for North American version. And I did it in 15.5, which was good. But if you miss a sphere, it can easily be like 25. You know, you have to like recover. That sucks. But anyway, all of these bonus levels have a communication dish to uncover another bonus level. That's kind of how this area of the map goes. This level's really huge. I have to destroy a bunch of rafts and spheres and stupid stuff. Okay, I thought I was gonna miss that. See, if I was like really caring about time, I would try to like make the cycles of these rafts, but I'm not too worried about it right now. I pushed the envelope a little bit there. I probably didn't have to do that, but I knew I could make it. Okay. the last few are over here. Don't die, dude. Okay. I like started falling a bit too fast. And if you touch the water, you die instantly. It's very bad. And if you touch any of the lava, you die instantly. And we're good. It's funny, this level, like the water, it looks different than the water in any other level because the level's so big, they're just like, I guess we don't have enough room for a water texture, so they just left the texture off. Like, you see the water here looks different. I'm gonna slam these first 5, and I'm gonna die. This is a level I choke on a lot because, like, you have a very small timing window to get these slams, and if you're too early, you die, too late, you die. And sometimes you die anyway, like, these beacons, like I mentioned, are really glitchy. It's, like, really easy if you have the rhythm down, but, like, when you're commentating and you're kind of out of whack, it's easy to lose your timing. That's why I died, but it was a very early death, so I'm not worried at all. Now, the ramifications of that is that that glitch I talked about with the demo with the control stick and the credits and the craziness, like, I have to redo that trick because if you enter a replay, the demo is, you know, there's another demo that plays and that overwrites the value. So I need to remember, like, if anyone in here happens to remember for like the next 30 minutes, spam for me when I'm approaching the northernmost carrier level on the map. Like, spam for me to do Thunderfist so I haven't done it, and I'll try to remember myself, but you could possibly save me an entire minute if you do. It's something I had to remember after commentating and doing this whole game though, which is easier said than done.
What is the time estimate? Do you think?
What's that?
Like, how long do you think it'll be until you're at that point?
Oh, what's the time at? 40. It's like 20 or 30 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Alright, there's a cool trick here where I can just clip my feet through the ground here and destroy that without having to actually touch it for real. It's kind of nice. Oh, okay. Thought I was going to die there. Did not choke on this level, thankfully, which I do a lot as well. That's like the last really hard one. This one's going to look really hard, but it really isn't that bad. Once again, lava is instant death. Oh, that was actually close. Oh, come on, dude. Touch the thing. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry. I grinded the IL for this, which requires a much different strategy, and I had to like remember not to do that because it's very difficult, and I would have messed up and died if I did it. So I'm going to let go of the A button here, and this allows me to fall down really fast. It's a little time saver. This is the one bonus level I don't have time to get the communication dish before the level platinum would, you know, come up, or before I could get platinum. So I have to enter the level again. It's the only one like that. Yeah, dude, that level's literally pilotwings. Oh, I have to actually enter the level like I said. There we go. I was mashing B like an idiot. And hidden away over here is our prize. Okay. If you like Pac-Man, you'll like this. Definitely no questions on what the inspiration was, but it's still fun. I intentionally did a slow route there. Like, I went really far to the right to bait the green pack dozer to go a different direction. Like, you need to manipulate these guys. Like, their AI is really simplistic. They just take the route that's closest to you. But sometimes you have a hard time keeping track of all three. Sometimes you can't see them on the screen. So you need to make sure that you have a set plan for manipulating their positions that they turn. Because, if they're across the level, you know, you have no idea where they're at. Oh, I need to do Crystal Rift first. That's an important thing to do. Okay, so this is a level that you cannot get platinum on the first try because normally you have to push some crates at the end, and you do not have to push crates in the time attack. So I think this is the last level that I'm going to do 100% in the first try. But it is really hard to do so because you need to beat the carrier from, like, when the carrier gets to the end of the level, it auto-completes the level. So if I don't get everything before it auto-completes, then I'm going to lose like an entire minute. I have like 10 seconds of wiggle room. Anyway, it should be good now. So I gotta do these. Yeah, I have made like 5 seconds of mistakes, so I'm making it interesting to say the least. But I should still be okay because I can edge those buildings, which saves about 1 second each. You'll understand why the time limit is a big deal when I get to the end of this level. Okay, so you can back up and get to that. Alright, so as long as I don't miss any RDUs, like I have to follow this long chain of RDUs, as long as one of them doesn't glitch out and unactivate, I should be okay. And then here we have the A-Team van. It's the best honk in the whole game. Alright, I need to like stop honking and pay attention now. Can't have too much fun, dude. It's gonna ruin your speedrun. So you should hear the da-da-da-da at the end here if I did it right. If I missed one, then I'm gonna be really sad. Alright, I did it. So see how I'm like in this area over here, like I barely beat it. And if I missed one, I'd have been screwed and I'd have to re-enter. And yeah, it's a minute lost. So that's why it's a tough level sometimes. This level's kind of weird, you just have to destroy these 6 things. I think I have 22 seconds in this version, but normally I have 21. And I did it in 19.7.
You're just trying to impress me.
Good enough.
We have time for a donation.
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. We've got $25.02, 2502 from our boy Mashister. He writes, Trick Team in all caps with spaces in between each letter. So I assume that's going to put us at the desired amount for Trip World during the credits. Yeah. Okay. Do you have $10.02 to put towards something else, Mashy? Because FF3 or Trip World was at 85 out of 100.
You're just trying to impress me.
Alright, so 2 really interesting levels coming up here. The van is really cool because this thing is the master at going out of bounds. So, this is actually one of the hardest platinums in the game to get normally, but if I can get this 1-frame trick, and I did, and now we're inside the level and we can lap trigger exploit in a really silly way. Like, the laps are so fast because like all the quadrants meet in the middle, and so that's that. Oh, I actually need to get a communication dish. I forgot.
Show us what you got.
I forget that all the time. I don't know why. But yeah, the old setup to that used to be like insane. You had to have an entire second straight of frame perfect inputs, like in 60 or 30 frames straight of frame perfect. And I was 1 frame early there. This is another frame perfect trick to do very similar out of bounds. And it's 1 frame late.
Show us what you've got.
This one's a bit harder for some reason, I don't know why. No, it's 1 frame late again. I'm kind of bad at recognizing the frames. I haven't played in a bit.
Time to get moving.
I'm in the infinite, man. I hate when I'm in the infinite.
Go for it.
That should be it. Alright. Easy as that. Nothing to it. And then you just drive up this fucking cliff like it's nothing. That's the fast way to go up. I messed it up the first time. You bounce just right off this ledge. So yeah, despite the fact that I retried the level like 4 times, it's gonna end up being like a net no time loss if I were to do the level normally. Maybe a bit time loss, but yeah, it's not too bad. Oh, this is this level.
Try this for
Yeah.
size.
Good luck.
I think I just went out of the order of my normal route because I screwed up. Yeah, I did. What am I doing, dude? Anyway, I'm gonna go back to the route because I messed up. I just want to make sure I do the route that I'm used to. So I'm gonna wait. I have to go to down, or yeah, I need to go down. This way. There you go. Okay, so this is a breakdancing vehicle. That's about the best way I can explain it. You just like dance and destroy everything. That's not what I wanted to happen. Okay. Well, I destroyed the thing I wanted to not destroy, but it's not a big deal. So this vehicle is like really strange, and like you bounce in different directions sometimes if you don't hit a building just right. So like it takes a lot of just like trial and error to figure out exactly how you have to hit these buildings. And that went pretty well, all things considered. And oh yeah. Oh, what the heck? That freaking has no back to it. The texture's not there. I guess that saved space or something, since you're not normally able to see the back of that. Like, most people actually destroy the whole building. So I guess they just decided not to have the back to save some memory. Yeah, there's no good way to get all these lights. You just kind of have to double back. You see the little dudes running around. Those are the survivors that you have to survive or rescue. There's a helicopter going all over the place, picking them up. Okay, so now we're doing Diamond Sands, which people who've played this game do not like Diamond Sands because it's hard. But it's actually really easy for me and for speedrunners just because there's a neat little trick you can do to make it real easy. I'll show you in a sec. I kind of did this the wrong way, but it's not a big deal. Make sure I got all those, okay. So if you see me nudging against the rail, that is once again that PBJ technique. That's one reason why this level is really easy, but it's not necessary to do this level fast. I just realized I destroyed the back half of that building when I have the freaking entire reason why this level's easy right here. you blow these things up, and it destroys the entire back half of the two buildings there, and like I stupidly destroyed the back half of the left side because I forgot. And that was just like me not remembering my muscle memory / not thinking straight, but like only 5 or 6 seconds lost. It's not a big deal. I don't normally like count out the time I lose in a marathon run. It's generally not something you want to do, but because like I have a legit chance of getting a world record, I want to kind of keep a mental tally in case, so I can hype everyone up in the opportunity we have.
Thunder Fist.
Alright, I have no Z-Trick, so I need to remember that here. Yeah, thank you for the Thunder Fist reminder. Not quite there yet, but every little bit helps. Okay, so you normally use Z-Trick, one of those. Actually, in 100%, it might not even be faster to do that. But anyway, this is the only level in the game where it's possible to complete it 100%
Nice work.
and also get platinum at the same time. Because, you know, this level's so hard, they made the platinum time enormous. So if you have a really good, you know, if you're really good at the game, you can get well under it even with the detours. But like this level is unique in that like everything's along the way anyway because it's a straight line. Okay, Oyster Harbor. This is the longest level in the game by far. I'm zooming in here to reduce lag. This level's laggy as shit. Destroy the red crate, turn the camera, reduce more lag, turn the camera this way. Okay. It's like a really dumb sequence of events to like reduce several seconds of lag. Oh, I bounced. Anyway, let's clear this trash out. So normally in the North American version you would just Z-Trick that entire bridge, but it is not possible, of course. And you can do the Super Z-Trick, but like it's not faster than just pushing TNT on this, so that's what we're doing. I think that's good. I hope it's good. Okay, so if you hit the backside of the bridge with TNT, it destroys the whole thing at once. As opposed to if you hit the front side, it destroys like one little piece. That's really dumb. So this is another level where you get to push crates, but because this level is so long and the platinum time is so easy, you can still get a platinum despite pushing these crates. And despite the fact that I can't Z-Trick the bridge. So it just works out nicely. There's a little technique I can do here to like separate these blocks when I get out of here, but it's kind of hard to do. Come on. Not quite. This is kind of finicky. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for this level. In a bit, it gets really interesting when I come back the second time around. I'll make sure I get all those already used there because I'm not coming back to that side. And now we have 3 boats that we need to align. So I'm gonna make sure that I get this boat just barely into the safe zone. Like the little dude's head pops up in the corner when you are in a safe to exit area. It won't let you exit otherwise. So I'm gonna try to do that. And what that allows me to do is it stores the Super Z-Trick. And I use it to destroy that, which I'll come back to later. And then I do this. Which, you know, makes me not have to get the TNT. Like, normally the TNT block, it's like all the way, you have to take the first boat and back it up all the way. And it takes like 30 seconds. So that trick's pretty big.
Nice work.
And I'm gonna check my time because actually there's no point. Like if I don't have platinum, I'm gonna make it suspenseful for everybody. Like there's a chance that wasn't platinum because I kind of messed up a little bit. But I can't do anything about it anyway. Like, I'll have to redo it at the very end of the game. And if that is the case, then like the chance of me getting world record would be 0, but I'll make it suspenseful both for me and for you. So normally you take this ballista and go all the way to the other side to destroy some buildings. That underneath the buildings there's a radar dish to unlock a bonus level. But I found a trick when I picked up this game that I don't have to do that now. It's pretty clever. In this game, when you wedge two things together in a tight spot, generally crazy things happen. So I'm going to do that exact thing. And lift off. And it just so happens you can drive off the edge there. If that little ramp isn't there, then you can't do that. Okay, so now for this dumb trick, but also crazy trick. So I'm going to clip my boat by just like going forward. If you move your boat like 1 pixel at a time, the game just like clips you. I don't know why. Requires a feather touch though. Okay, I'm gonna wait till I'm like barely into the go zone. Okay. Now I can't destroy this building without TNT, so we make use of our superpowers again. But I need to be up in the midair, and that's how you do it. Once again, wedging yourself between things is like the way to do this game. So I wedged my dude between the side of the boat and the side of the wall next to it, and it lifted me off just like I got lifted off in the other instance. And that allows us to get Mr. Scientist over here. Yeah, in retrospect, I think I should have not destroyed that first block in the first pass. It might have been a bit too bold to do that. It might bite me in the ass later, but I'd say there's probably a good 50% chance, 60% I have platinum still. It's not bad. Only a coin flip if I lose 3 minutes or not. That's why this run is so crazy. Like, I have no idea if I'm going to lose 3 minutes or not. Until the very last moment.
Show us what you've got.
Okay, so this is Pac-Man on steroids. There's like 3 times as many RDUs. And it's a bit harder. If you were to see me like going inside of one of those paths and coming right back out, it's because like you can't get all of them just by driving by on both sides, so you need to like go inside to get the middle one. And I just elect to do it on the first time through. Because yeah, like most of these light up at a certain proximity, but like there are some RDUs in other levels that are just like glitched and don't light up even though you're in a certain range. So I'm not sure why that ever happens, but thankfully all the ones in this level are perfectly normal. Okay, so the blue pack dozer is not there. Like normally he's waiting for me there, and if he's waiting for me I have to slow down to manipulate him, but thankfully he was just not there at all, so I didn't have to manipulate him.
Yo, Thunderfist.
Alright, we're getting closer to Thunderfist. Keep reminding me, it's good. We're like 3 levels away, 4 levels away. Okay, Angel City.
Go for it.
This is, if you don't like the dump truck, this is another nightmare level. But if you love the dump truck like I do, it's a great level. I'm going to use these ditches to my advantage. I'm destroying some non-essential buildings just because they're along the way, but these ones are definitely on the way. Or these ones are definitely essential, I mean. Okay. Gonna do that nudging thing here, except in a different way. There's no fast way to destroy this building, it's really tough, so you just kind of have to do that.
Nice work.
The point of the money is just have a score system. It's really meaningless. There's like a, if you destroy every little knickknack in the entire game, it doesn't give you anything. Like, there's no reward for maximum score. More interesting thing to do is actually get minimum score. Like, destroy as little as possible. But once again, it's just like a novelty. It doesn't do anything. Okay, I use the bump here. I want to get that little staircase, that white staircase, because it's like really dumb to destroy otherwise. I'm gonna start edging these actually. It's kind of, I'm not sure what's faster to actually edge these or to swipe them optimally, but it's definitely easier to just move up alongside them like this. Amber wants me to try something else, but she knows not of my strength. Cause I think that prompt comes up when you're like running into something and not doing anything, but like the game doesn't know that I'm actually doing something by running into something consistent or constantly. So that's why that happens, I guess. Sometimes you can like start driving in circles around the segment. It's kind of dumb if it's just like barely small enough that your radius of turning doesn't quite catch it. And that's it. Okay. So yeah, it's not the prettiest looking level as far as how you destroy it, but it is in fact the fastest way to consistently do it on this version. Okay, so this level, there's actually, the breakdancing robot is in the barn, but he's like the laggiest thing ever. So we're going to elect to use our 20 missiles only. We only have 20 to destroy like 9 buildings, so we have to be very careful with how we use them. And I think we're good. Yep. And that same principle applies to cleanup. It's also much faster to use the ballista to clean up than it is to use a cyclone suit. Make sure I get these already used. Like, it's so dumb. Like, why is there already used behind there? It's just like begging for you to miss them. And in fact, in many speedruns and casual plays, people have missed them. I'm gonna conserve some missiles by doing this. And this. There's a whole bunch of little like ditches and little humps that you can use to kind of help yourself out. And we ran out of missiles, so we have to come back in. Yo, we do have a lot of viewers, nice. Welcome to the new viewers if you are just now entering recently. This is Blastcore. I'm blowing stuff up, and I'm gonna be blowing stuff up for the next 30 minutes. And we have this little bit over here. That's it. Yeah, the soundtrack of this game is really good. Like, it's one of the most unique soundtracks in any video game, really. Okay, yeah, it's... Dude, world map, okay. I want the hot rod. This is the only level where the hot rod is useful.
Good luck.
Because the entire level is rough terrain. I need to average... Well, this is the Japanese, so I actually don't need to have a really sick time, but pretending this is North American version, I'd have to get 5.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, or like any combination of the four that equals 25 seconds, I think it is. But yeah, that's clearly enough because the platinum time is nerfed, so it's easy every time. But yeah, like this game just has like a lot of wacky tracks that would be out of place in every game but this game. It just so happens like the theme fits perfectly, and that's a credit to Graham Norgate, the guy who made it. Get the thing, okay.
Try this for size.
Alright, Thunderfist is actually coming up. After this level, I need to do Thunderfist. So thank you very much for helping me speedrun. And we're inside of a wall. Just gotta mention that. This was actually the first out of bounds that like anyone ever found. It was on like, you know, game FAQs and all kinds of other websites, because it was something so easy to do that even casuals did it. The only way to mess it up is to like have the wrong angle, and then you just bounce off and retry. But you need to like trace the outside of these roads so that you make sure you get all 4 lap quadrants. But on the final lap, it's actually not important to do that. You just need to like make sure you have all 4, but you don't have to like get yourself in a position to turn around. So I can just do this here. Alright, Thunderfist, 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 Thunderfist. Ah, Thunderfist, Thunderfist, Thunderfist. Okay. I'm gonna do that one more time just because I'm unsure. Oh god, come on, get in there. I did not mean to start the level. Alright. This is still worth it, I promise you. I just want to be sure I have the frame. Okay, that definitely is working. So now we're gonna go to the last level. I'm not sure I can world record anymore. I'm pretty sure I made so many mistakes, but should still be close. And we might still be on pace. I don't even know if we're not. And I messed up. It's okay. This level is very claustrophobic. If you like make a mistake with this, it's really easy to like freak out because the carrier's like right there. That's why that level's hard. But if you know kind of the right approach, it's not too bad.
Have we reached Thunderfist point yet?
Yeah, I just did the thunder. Like I'm locked in now. I don't need to worry about it. So thank you all for your help.
All right. Well, I figured now would be as good a time as any to do a plug. We are JRTA Marathon, and this is a marathon to raise money for Japanese speedrunners to get to Awesome Games Done Quick 2016. And the 2 runners we will be featuring are Record and Ohon. We'll be playing Gimmick and Mega Man 6. And actually Ohon is also going to be playing Castlevania 3. And we've got some cool donation incentives coming up. We've got the Superb Joe mode run, which is for the game Streamers. Really neat game that uses a really interesting grappling mechanic. That'll be an extra mode after the any percent speed, or the 16 bags of cash run by Arquez. We've also got Get Curly's Panties in Cave Story. It's currently only at 10 out of $100, so if you want to see some panties get retrieved, you better get on that.
Okay, this is the moment. So remember when I told you that the control stick position makes my invisible dude that is just by himself, he's invisible. He's going to start running. Like, because the control stick value is preserved, you're going to start running with the control stick position perfectly aligned, hopefully, to this, like, 2x2 pixel little out-of-bounds area inside of one of these buildings that are fake. These buildings are fake. So, like, I don't know why there's an out-of-bounds area inside of them, but one of them has a little thing in it, and if I did it right, which I did, the carrier just explodes in the middle of the dang level, and you save an entire minute because you can't reset to skip these credits, which is why this is massive. And the reason why this trick is like so crazy, both in how it was found and how crazy it is, but also because it happened on accident to Peaches twice, and we had no idea. Like, this is, how am I supposed to know? How is anyone supposed to know? It's like the demo control stick position. But anyway, it happened to me. I was on my best ever run, ever, and I was sweating bullets, and then I get to that, and the carrier explodes for the first time on recorded video history. And at least, you know, I think it happened to Peaches, but he didn't save the video or something. So like, this was the first like proof that it ever happened that we could look back to, and we spent like dozens of hours across Japan community and North American community. Nobody could figure out what the hell's going on, and then I just like became a degenerate and spent 100 hours in BizHawk and finally followed a trail of breadcrumbs and then found that stupid setup, which it's actually like really easy, which is, considering like how crazy that trick is, it's like a miracle that that is an easy setup. Like, it's a 4-frame trick in a game that at the moment it was like 20 FPS. Like, it's normally 30, but it's like really laggy in the demo. So yeah, it's like the easiest trick ever. And I still messed it up, maybe. I wasn't sure, so that's why I redid it. I just wanted to make sure I actually was able to show off the trick. But yeah, this level, you have to clear the path for the shuttle that's trying to land. But it's kind of an auto-scroller, because when you finish, you just kind of have to walk around. So the entire purpose of going fast in this level is purely to reduce lag, so going fast actually doesn't do anything. As long as you... What's that?
I was just gonna ask, are you the one swapping the camera back and forth, or is it doing it automatically?
Yeah, that's the lag reduction that I'm using.
Oh, okay.
I press C down, like when I'm zoomed out all the way, I press C down, and it allows me to look at the carrier, and that is what reduces lag, because the carrier's location is obviously much less laggy than the giant explosion.
Right.
Where I'm normally at, so... There are a few exceptions to that. Like, sometimes the carrier is going through a really laggy spot, so it's actually not faster to do that, but like 99.9%, it's better to use carrier view. Or in this case, shuttle view, because it's the shuttle, not a carrier.
Right. Well, we've got a $5 donation from Syria. Spoiler alert, Blast Core driver is Doom Guy. I hope I didn't butcher that name.
Doom Guy would probably make a good addition to the Blast Core team. There's actually a team of people, like, if you watch the intro to this game, there's like 5 people or something, I don't remember. And there's a huge story about how they became the Blast Core. But
Nice.
I don't remember the details, so you'll have to watch it yourself. But yeah, now, you know, this game's already crazy enough. Like, you're in mechs and, you know, house-sized bulldozers and stuff destroying stuff. And if that wasn't crazy enough, we're now in space.
Show us what you got.
So now we're on the moon.
Time to get moving.
And of course, the moon has lower gravity. And of course, I made a mistake. Okay.
No, dude.
So, you go like twice as fast for some reason, along with the fact that you have like twice the elevation on all of your jumps. So I'm going to look like I'm bad at this game because I'm going to run into a lot of stuff, but I promise it's very, very difficult. This is the hardest level in the game. If you were like doing ILs, this is by far the hardest. Just because of how hard it is to control. Like, this vehicle's already hard enough. Like, casual players will tell you this thing is not easy, and then you come to this level and it's like, goodbye. Like, any chance of going fast.
This looks insane.
Yeah, like, I messed up a ton and it still, like, looks pretty crazy. Because you have to, like, chain all these swipes like this. Like, if you know math, And you know what an inflection point is? It's kind of like there's a critical point where when I'm swiping one direction that I need to turn my control stick, and if I do that at the right time, it allows me to like turn perfectly into the opposite direction. And like it's really important for this level and for Venus and for just like recovering when you mess up a lot in other levels. But like the graph of before and after an inflection point on like a graph, if you know what that is, that's exactly the kind of thing I'm doing when I'm using the backlash. But yeah, math nerds only. But yeah, that level, I did it in like, what, 1:09, which is actually really good. Like, the world record's 45.5, and that's 25 seconds slower, and that was still a really good time. Like, it gives you an idea how hard this level is. 25 seconds was the difference. And now we're on Mercury. This is a race.
Try this.
The only way to save time here, besides going fast, is to reduce lag as well. So I'm going to face my camera out from the center. And that is the best way to make sure we're at a stable 30 FPS. This game is 30, normally. Well, actually in a normal playthrough you're probably spending more time not at 30 than 30. Because of the lag and just destroying any building. But good thing about speedrunning is you get to play at a constant frame rate for a little bit longer. But yeah, the frame rate variability actually is a really big deal in this game. Like, when you're trying to repeat a certain technique and the frame rate shifts from 30 to 15, like in a split second, like all of a sudden you're turning left at a certain time does not turn you left the amount that you normally do. So it's like you have to be able to recover and adjust to all these variabilities in frame rate. It's what makes this game so bad that it's good. Like, it runs so bad on the N64 that it becomes harder. It's unintended. So this is the second hardest level in the game, for reasons you can probably tell. That was actually a 6 start, only one little mistake. There's a bunch of ditches all over the place. You would think like it would be faster to get some elevation, but because when you get some elevation, like you start seeing more of the level, and it makes it just like crazy laggy. Like the more level you see at once, the laggier it gets. And you also are kind of slow in midair, so when you're underground like this, it's pretty fast. That little fishtail right there at the end was cool. Oh, I missed my inflection point. See, I was trying to turn right, but I turned left because I did it just barely too early. All things considered, this was a Venus I would be proud of in my world record. Both of those, Moon and Venus, were respectable. I would still lose 15 seconds combined in compared to my PB, but like I kind of mentioned earlier how even though there's a big time gap, it's still very good. Okay, Mars, I'm just gonna let you watch. I need to restart because I didn't zoom in. I need to have all my boost frames so I can hit my boost.
Get moving.
Okay. For some reason there's pack dozers on this level, and it just makes things a little bit harder, because if they touch you, you die. Okay, anyway. Of course, this has lower gravity. Mars does not actually have that little gravity. It's a little bit inaccurate. And Neptune, of course, has no business having lower gravity, but this is Blastcore, and Blastcore does not give a fuck. But anyway, I messed that up a bit. It should be okay though. But like, the reason I was able to stay in midair is like, there's some broken thing with low gravity physics in this game where if you like just do something the right way, you like bounce in midair, like it's like you're jumping off of something, but there's nothing there to jump off of. So I use that to my advantage in a very planned way to get all of those spheres, when normally it takes like a minute and a half of jumping off ditches and stuff. But there's not much else I can say about it. It's just really crazy. But yeah, I also didn't mention that we're driving on Neptune, which also should not make much sense. You may have seen this video if you watch a lot of YouTube videos about video game secrets and stuff, but if you look in the background when you're in space, or when you're on Earth too, you can see the orbits of the planets and the moon and the sun. Well, you're orbiting around the sun, but from your perspective, the sun's going around you. And all of those orbits are accurate, like exactly. Like if you wait several hours, like Neptune will go around in the exact amount of time as it should, like scaled down 100 or something. It's really cool. I don't remember the exact scale, like 1 minute is years or something, I don't remember, but yeah, walrus custard has it as well. Someone can probably find the video and link it. It's really cool. I'd recommend watching it. We're near the end of the run, so we've now completed every level in the game. We have a gold medal in every level, except for 1 or 2 or something. And those are the levels that we had to do 100% because we couldn't get platinum. So now this is our chance to get platinum. So the first level is one of those.
Try this for size.
Go for it.
I didn't get boosts, but it shouldn't matter. Oh, it does matter now. I foolishly did not look at the end there.
Good luck.
Fuck, man, that sucks. That was the dumb mistake. Well, I have boost now. I have no way of messing this up now. Alright, no saving 1 frame. Just look it through the end.
No trouble at all.
Man, my time was actually really good. It wasn't world record pace, but it was still good. So I'm a bit bummed about that, but it's alright.
Go for it.
So like I said earlier, I don't have to push the train or the boat, or drive I guess I should say. So we just run over, even though the arrow says destroy that, or move it, I mean, but you can just ignore the arrow. It's lying to you. I'm actually going to take this opportunity to look at Oyster Harbor's time. If it's less than 3 minutes and 3 seconds, 0.1, then I don't have to do it again. But I think the platinum is 183 seconds. So if I have 183.1 or higher, I have to redo Oyster Harbor. Oh, rip.
Show us what you got.
Go for it.
So I kind of messed up because I did something I wasn't supposed to do the first time through, mostly because I'm not used to this category, but I guess it's a good thing we weren't on record pace, because now we would have definitely not been in it. And this is a bad level to have to redo. But thankfully, we are in time attack mode, so we do not have to remove the crates, we just have to destroy the buildings. But funny enough, I actually did this exact same thing in my world record. Like, my world record was so good, except I didn't get platinum in this level, so it's like the best and the worst record ever, because it was like so perfect, except for a 2-minute mistake. But like, it's not that big of a deal because it's kind of like nobody cares about this category, mostly because it's the slower one. But like, here's a tradition, just because of the J community, they run the Japanese version. That's just what they do. So I kind of compete with them because I can, and I have the best time because I'm the best at this game, but like, it's definitely not one I put as much time into because it's not the fastest. Oh, I need to do this trick. There is a faster way to do this, but it's less consistent. Alright, that's platinum. We're still going to cut 140 though. That's definitely a major feat, especially in Japanese. So this should be the last level that is not currently platinum or under. Crossing my fingers that I caught all the not platinums before the cutscene. Because if you didn't catch them all, then you have to watch the cutscene that says go for platinum, and it wastes time and also hurts your ego. Let's see if I can not mess this up this time. I tried to Z-trick that because when you get into your Skyfall above when you're on the train, sometimes you get a super Z-trick just like on accident. And that was actually something we knew about for years. We just never put two and two together that we were super Z-tricking. We just like thought for some reason we're destroying this without Z-trick or without having to hold Z. So cross my fingers, let's run over. Time! Okay, we're done. We're done. That's it. That's Blast Core. Every platinum in the game in under an hour and 40 minutes. I guess I should have gave a bit more warning,
Nice.
but yeah.
Congrats.
If you don't believe me, you can look at the bottom, and if you can read Japanese, it would say "You can stop now" as my title. But I guess for the very skeptical, I'll show you. Platinum. And platinum. And platinum. And
GG.
platinum. And last but not least, platinum. And I guess we'll make one little last second detour. Show you the bottom there. Nothing is gold. Okay, that's it. That's Blast Core. Thank you for watching. If you like this run, I'll probably do it better at AGDQ 16. I'm going to play the North American version. It's going to be a faster version. I'm going to be a lot more practiced. This was still a great run considering. So look for me then if you like this game or didn't see all the run. Maybe you want to see it in its entirety. But that is all. I will leave you at that. Thank you for watching, everybody.
Thank you for running. Really appreciate it. Really enjoyed it. Really appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
Alright, so coming up next, we've got Super Castlevania 4. And after that, we've got the Gimmick Race. So stay tuned while we get this lined up.
Alright, see you all.
Take it easy, man. Oh yeah, Paul. CV4 time. You already know.
Hey,
Hello.
Howdy.
what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Speed games.
Indeed.
Oh, so the audio is coming through your mumble. Like, where's the echo coming from?
What is it from me?
Yeah, I can hear the game.
Yeah, I've been, it's my TV. That's probably the lowest I can go, because I need a couple of audio cues.
Do you think you can just stream the mumble, and then it'll probably go through yours better that way, you think?
Let me try it out.
Okay.
Alright, I just turned on that. Oh, there actually is a problem. I can't stream, like, my voice and mumble without, like, hearing myself.
Oh, okay.
Actually, wait a second here. I think I could do something. I would just have to take down the...
It was fine with the TV
Oh,
audio
is it?
coming through. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
So you want me just to turn back on the stream audio button?
Yeah, it wasn't that noticeable.
Okay. I got it the way it was before, so... Just game audio.
Okay, I think everything's ready on my side, so...
Are we gonna throw the GIF on there?
Oh, right, yeah, let me,
We gotta add a nice touch to this run.
Let me go find it. If you could link it again, that might be easier.
Let's see here. Here we go.
Oh, spoilers.
How did you get inside that bone tower?
I'm actually in a glitch state. I can show it real quick. It's actually part of the run. I don't even know if it's a glitch or like just a trick. But it's just like when you whip a ring, pretty much for the most part, if Simon's head can get above the ring, you could do this thing where you kind of like, well, again, like I said, I don't know if it's like a glitch here, but you just like go upward instead of actually swinging.
Alright, so we're ready whenever you are.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm ready now, so make sure everything is good. Alright, nice. I guess before I start, well, first of all, the default settings here are on the sub weapon, but I hate shoulder buttons, so I use all face buttons. And I also guess I'll give a quick shout out to Furious Paul, current world record holder of 31:55, the first sub 32 run, which was like an absolute milestone. Want to give a thanks to Bablo, Funk Doc, a lot of people should know him. Just Defend. For anyone else that ran this game, Kiss My Afro Card. I saw his first run like live at AGDQ, that was awesome. There was, like, when I entered this game, there was a hell of a lot of development since then, so about to get this run going, and hopefully I could give you guys something somewhat decent. So I guess I'll count down.
Yep.
Alright. 3, 2... Actually, hold on. I'll count down from 6. Alright. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, this is Super Castlevania 4 for the Super Nintendo, the first Castlevania game made on that system. It's the first Castlevania game to feature a 8-directional whip. And right away, here's our first trick to going faster is damage boosting. It saves very little time by itself, however, when you do it over and over and over in a run, it'll save you a bunch. I also got my health a little dangerously low right now, but everything's alright, trust me. And actually coming up here, something Hanage originally developed is a wall clip. I'm gonna go for it because the worst case scenario, I'll die, lose 20 seconds, whatever. I'm gonna go for it because it's really cool. I died. It's fine. Anyway, what could happen there is clipping through that wall. And there's actually a really interesting way behind it is, well, most of the time when you hear about people clipping through walls and stuff, you need like really fast speed to go through. However, with this trick you need a really specific, more or less slower speed. I'm not going for it again, just in case. But yeah, gotta reach a pretty specific slower speed, and just doing that itself will enable